Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. This is the Saturday night Power of 8 at 8, and I'm joined with my guest Eileen. How are you doing today, Eileen?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Shane?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, and this is sort of, we're doing this from the past. I'm trying to think from the perspective of Saturday.
Oh yeah, we're practicing retrocausality with future memory. We're projecting ourselves into your present, which is our future.
That's very neat, isn't it? You can't beat that. It's a mind twister. So here I'm actually in Tulsa. I almost said St. Louis for some reason. That's weird. It's been years since I've lived in St. Louis, but
Yeah.
I almost said St. Louis, like just almost rolled off my tongue. But I'm actually in Sedona.
Yes, you are, but you're not. But you will be when this comes out. Which is a great demonstration of all time happening at once.
It is. It's a mind twister. And just like we talk about that whole delay thing when you go to watch the video and it's like, wow, it's weird that it's delayed 15 seconds or whatever.
Yep.
It's hard to wrap your head around. Let me show these images real quick since we had Colleen on her images on last week.
Oh yeah, the door in Charleston with the giant orb going in front of the camera.
Let's see, make sure I got the right screen shared. Okay, there we go. You can see that, right?
It looks like a beautiful city. I've never been.
Now, Charleston, what state is that? Because isn't there
North Carolina? Charleston, North Carolina, or is it Charleston, South Carolina?
Nah, I think North Carolina sounds right.
Okay.
Here's
somebody will correct us if we're wrong.
Right, exactly. We got a think tank here.
We got a think tank.
I love that. Okay, so it's this object right here, and there's actually two images. But do you see how it almost looks three-dimensional? It
has like the orb around it, and then the center looks like plasma.
That's weird, huh?
Can you zoom in on it?
Yeah, let me. Actually, I can probably go further than that.
Can you hear any thunder for a little atmosphere? Yeah, that's on my end. I got a big thunderstorm over me. Wow.
It's strange. I can almost see a word scratched into the sidewalk there.
Yeah, it almost looks like a purpley blotch around it. It's like it's got this, it's jagged, isn't it? It's like a purpley splotch around that center bit there. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, you can actually see kind of out in here. And then even bigger out in here. There's something.
Yeah, that's a really good catch, Colleen. I wonder if she was trying to get ghost pictures and just randomly shooting with her flash on.
Here's the next frame.
It's still there?
It's moved. It's like
here.
Let me zoom in some more on it. See if it looks the same. It's like following.
And there's kind of one next to it, like footsteps.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, and further up.
Here.
Yeah, there's like three, like footsteps, right? Like something's walking on that pavement.
Yeah, like the old Billie Jean Michael Jackson video.
Yeah.
She made a comment. Maybe it was like a cat or a rat orb, because it's
a big dog, big dog orb. But I don't know. That's the thing. You know, what leaves energy behind? The soul moves on. I don't think those people are stuck on Earth.
I can almost see a little smiley face. Hold on, let me zoom in.
I know, it's kind of creepy though. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's like scary smiley face, like a little elf or a little
Joker.
gnome or pixie.
Yeah, it's got the Joker look with the lips and the teeth.
It's got pointed ears. I hope those are ears.
Oh yeah, and the eyes are sort of pointed too.
Yeah, zoom out.
Who was it, Ronnie in Florida we freaked out last time?
Was it Ronnie? Yeah.
Who was it? Maybe.
It wouldn't be Sherry from Overprotected. She loves this stuff. She'll be going, zoom in, zoom in.
Now, you know, someone sent me a video. Kelly, he sent me this video, and there was like you see, it looks like there's a person here, and it looked like there was a person like that, like moving to the right, and I'm like, all I see is the person. And he's like, no, there was no person there, and then, so I don't know. I hope that was someone walking with her.
Oh, and as you did that, look up onto the tree, and there's another orby flash
Oh,
across the tree that's part of those steps. So I don't think it's a dog. I think it's a big, tall thing, big, tall person.
that's wild. I wonder if that's something.
Don't know.
It's hard to know.
Do you
Let
want
me
to zoom
go
in?
back to the other one and see
We can
if.
see if it's like a street lamp or if it's actually like,
Yeah, let me see.
hmm.
That looks like a face with one of those. What do you call those turban things on the head?
Oh yeah.
Like a.
Yeah, that
Oh, I
looks
can
a
even
little
see
unusual.
shoulders.
That looks a little unusual for sure. But I'm
That's
seeing a
interesting.
very Jesus type face over to the left. If you don't move it and just take your highlighter, your little pointer, and go across the screen. Yep, up there you go. That's like the beard. Go up. Go to a little bit to your right. That's the nose. There's two eyes above the nose. There's a beard. It's a very gentle face.
Oh, I think I can see it. Eyes here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But then, the human brain is always looking for faces in
See,
clouds, in carpeting.
I almost see a gremlin face, like an eye, a nose, and a mouth.
I see Jesus. Makes me feel better,
I have
right?
no
Looking at
problem
images.
with pareidolia, though. My mind just sees stuff all the time. In
Oh,
fact,
me too. I swear to God, I see dolphin clouds all over the place since I've moved to Florida. And I'm quite fond of dolphins, and they've become quite fond of me. When I'm swimming in the wild, they come up, so that's always kind of interesting. You feel like you've had a close encounter with an alien when they swim near you, I mean, it just means it feels that special, you
oh
know?
yeah, I think this is actually a tower we're seeing here. Looks like
Okay,
a
more
church
like a tower
steeple.
of a church. Okay, that was debunked rather quickly. But that orby blob in the middle is
Oops.
pretty good. Does she send any more pictures?
No, these are the ones from last week. In case anybody missed it, it's this
There's
is
the
the one
big,
she sent
big
last
orb.
week. Yeah, which is
Yep.
neat. That's with it, and this one's without it. And it was
Yeah,
strange
send us your
because
orb pictures, guys, and just remember to turn your flash on and just shoot randomly, and you'll see what you get. If you're like in a kind of high energy spirit place.
okay, so I was trying to sort of place this orb and see how much it moved, and when you look at the square on the ground right here, and it's
Yep.
almost right next to it, and then you look at here, this is that square here.
Yeah, it's moved a
It's
lot.
following them down the
What is
street.
that on the left? Is that a person?
I think this is a person walking with her.
Okay. Are you sure?
I hope so.
Are you sure it's not just an image? Like, if you look at the bottom of it, their feet disappear. So,
I don't know. She can chime in the comments and let her know. Is that a phone they're holding in their hand? Blurring?
oh,
Maybe
that would
it's
make
just
sense.
blurring from
Okay,
their
and their
movement.
feet just aren't existing because they're moving. They're moving so fast. You can't see their feet.
Yeah, because with it being night, I bet the shutter stayed open a little bit longer, which would have
Okay,
caused the blurring. But I don't know. If she says no, there was nobody there, then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like somebody was following you, and
then
their
we got somebody.
little
Yeah.
Orby pet was following behind. That's neat. Okay, so
Also, this energy might not be past energy of people and animals dead. It might be current energy of people walking around in the same place in a different timeline, in a different dimension.
oh
We have no
yeah,
proof, do we? We don't
no,
know.
we sure don't know. Yeah, there does seem to be some weird stuff going on like that when you take into consideration all the different stories that you hear. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, especially around places like you were saying last week or when we were doing my Orby pictures from Estes Park, that it tends to be around places with a lot of history, a
hmm
lot of violence, or a lot of granite, which holds a lot of crystal. A lot of quartz crystal is in granite, and that tends to feed that type of energy.
definitely. So this has been exciting. Oh, the I wanted to mention that we did peace last week, but we didn't
Yes.
actually get into the whole Oponopono? What is it called?
That's it. Perfect. You said it
Oh, okay.
perfectly.
Okay.
Ho'oponopono. I promised Ronnie, and then Jane piped in and said, I love Ho'oponopono. And of course, once the peace meditation started, it took its own direction, and I forgot the Ho'oponopono. So we're going to spend this show on Ho'oponopono.
Which is actually the thank you, I love you, I forgive, or please forgive me, and
One more.
uh,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay,
There you
I
go.
couldn't remember which ones I said.
You got 3 out of 4. So I brought something up. Um, Wikipedia is not our favorite place, but sometimes they just have some good overall information. So this is to share with you a little bit about what's published about it. Okay, can you still see me okay,
Yep,
Shane?
perfect.
Okay. So here it says Ho'oponopono corrects, restores, and maintains good relationships, mostly among family members, with God and with the sources of trouble, which is usually very human, isn't it? Usually the most senior member of the family conducts the Ho'oponopono prayer. He or she gathers the family together. If the family is unable to work through a problem, they might call in a respected outsider to do the Ho'oponopono for the whole family. It's a very ancient kahuna prayer where kahunas practiced it, going back, at least 10,000 years, but I don't know where it came from before that, because the people who settled the Hawaiian Islands, they think are very much related to the Native American Indians, and they think that they all crossed over the Bering Strait Sea when it froze over like 20,000 years ago. So that there's a lot of DNA, hereditary relationship between the Polynesians and the Native American Indians and where they originally came from, which would be like Tibet. Kind of cool.
Very nice.
So the process begins with a prayer. A statement of the problem is made. The transgression is discussed. The family members are expected to work problems through and cooperate without holding fast to the fault of who caused the problem. 1 or more periods of silence may be taken for reflection on the entanglement of the emotions and the injuries that people are feeling because of the problem or the transgression. Everybody's feelings in the group are then acknowledged. The confession is then made by the person who made the transgression. Repentance is offered and forgiveness is given. I think they do this in Africa too, don't they, with their shamans? When somebody transgressed, the whole tribe comes together and you discuss it, learn from it, and forgiveness is given by all. Everyone releases the kala of each other, and that's called the letting go. Now that's cool, because if you forgive, you have no resentment or anger to carry forward, no karma to carry forward. They cut off the past, which is the oki, and together they close the event with a ceremonial fast called pani, which often included eating kala seaweed, which is symbolic of the release of the problem. How cool is that? In a form used by the family kahuna on the island of Molokai, the completion of Ho'oponopono is represented by giving the person a lei made from the fruit and the flowers of the hala tree. So one last little bit before we actually do Ho'oponopono. This is the person that really kind of modernized it and made it really popular. In 1976, Morna Simeona, regarded as a healing priest or kahuna, adopted the traditional Ho'opono of family mutual forgiveness to the social realities of the modern day. And for this, she extended it both to a general problem-solving process outside of the family and a psycho-spiritual self-help rather than just an intimate personal group process. So she kind of made it available to the world. Simeona's version is influenced by her Christian, Protestant, and Catholic education. Her philosophy, she studied in India, China, and she studied Edgar Cayce. Like the Hawaiian tradition, she emphasizes prayer, confession, repentance, and mutual restitution or forgiveness. Unlike the Hawaiian tradition, she describes the problems only as the effects of negative karma, saying that, quote, you have to experience by yourself what you have done to others, and that you are the creator of your life circumstances, and that's a common knowledge for the people of old as, quote, things we had brought with us from other lifetimes. So obviously they acknowledged this idea of karma, which is not really punishment or reward, it's cause and effect. Any wrongdoing is mentioned within oneself and mirrored in every entity or object which was present when the infraction occurred. Now that would kind of also explain these energies that are hanging around haunted places. As the law of cause and effect predominates in all of life and lifetimes, the purpose of her vision is mainly to, quote, release unhappy negative experiences in the present or past incarnations, and to resolve and remove all traumas from the memory banks. Karmic bondages hinder the evolution of the mind, so that karmic cleansing is required for the expansion of awareness. These are her words, not mine. Using her 14-step process, she would dissolve the bondages. And she did not use mantras or conditioning exercises. Okay, that's really interesting because the person who modernized it even further is Dr. Lynne, who was a student of hers, and he didn't write the book, but Joe Vitale did. And it's called Zero Limits, 0 Point, getting back to 0 point. Now, Myrna would say the prayer, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And Dr. Lynne and Joe Vitale would say it, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you. So I did their course, I read their books, and I adapted both versions into my own version, which really works well for me. And I've shared it with other people. They kind of like my version, but I haven't written it down or anything yet. And that's if I see something on the news about a famine or animals being treated badly, and it tugs at my heartstrings, and I feel sad. And I'm like, oh, God, I wish I could change that. And it really kind of, it brings you down because you feel for what is out of your control. That's when I use Myrna's prayer, and I start with, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And I'm saying it for the person or animal that suffered. I'm saying it for the person or institution that caused the suffering. I'm saying it for all of humankind. I'm saying it for God, and I'm saying it for myself. Because all of those things are all tied together through unity consciousness in me. I'm connected to God. I'm connected to humanity. Humanity hurt the animal. I'm connected to the animal. I'm connected to the person who did the hurting. So when I say it for all of those different elements that resulted in that one event. Now, if I go out and I say something cruel and not very nice to somebody, I'm personally causing the transgression. Then I do the Lynne, Joe Vitale method, and I start with, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Because I'm sorry because I did it. But I'm also saying it for all of humanity because I'm tied to humanity. I'm saying it for God because I'm connected to God. I'm saying it for the person I hurt because I'm connected to them. And I'm saying it for me because I did something that I regret. So do you kind of see how the prayer slightly changes based on whether you feel you are personally involved in the transgression?
Sure. So you start with I love you when it's something else outside of you, but you start with I'm
Yeah.
sorry when it's
like more.
for yourself.
I love
right.
you, to
Or
the people
chemtrails like we've
suffering.
talked about before.
I love you. I love you, chemtrails. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Yeah. And you say it over and over and over. If you're like out in public and you don't want to embarrass yourself by being heard praying out loud, some people don't care. You can say it over and over in your mind. Just pay attention to the road and what you're doing, though. So don't get yourself into a trance. And
Very good.
you can
Good
say it's
advice.
standing in line, paying for groceries, going to the bank, doing the school run. Or, I like saying it out loud. If I'm alone and something's bothering me, I will clear it and I will clean it. And that's what Lynne and Joe Vitale talk about, is that this is a matrix and it's a program that you're dealing with. And not only are you involved, but everything. God's involved for making the matrix, and all humanity is involved for being here to experience the matrix. So when you do it, you are basically pressing Alt, what is it? Control Alt Delete.
All right.
You ever do that, you get back to 0 point. You get back to where there's no limitations. And that is clearing and cleaning the transgression. So there's a website called zero-wise.com. And there are people all over the world clearing and cleaning on your prayers and your issues. So if you have something happen that you need help with, it could be anything. You need to make more money. You need to reestablish a relationship with a family member. You can put it into zerowise.com, clear and clean on it yourself, and then other people around the world will clear and clean on your needs as well.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
I could see this coming in handy while you're driving, and someone cuts you off, and immediately you're like,
Yeah.
"I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." Or what? Or
that's how you would start. Let me tell you how I start. Someone cuts me off, and the Chicago girl starts going, expletives. Oh my God. Oh, you're probably in a hurry. God bless him and keep him safe, or her, that they don't hurt anybody. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
Exactly.
After the expletives, so I'm always doing self-correction. Like, I'll say or think something negative. I'll realize it. The me who is the real me, who is observing the not me who said or thought the negative thing. You talked about that person before. The deeper you, the real you,
switching
the higher
that perspective. You. Yeah, definitely.
As soon as I recognize something negative, I say or think the exact opposite, so that what I've done is I've balanced it. I've kind of deleted it by balancing it. And then if it's really important, I'll do the Ho'oponopono. I'll clear it and clean it.
Very nice.
But I clear and clean on world issues all the time, because of my involvement in them. When I did mainstream media, I was very much involved in world issues. And I'm more involved in the spiritual side of life now, but I still have that little bit of me that clears and cleans on famines and wars, pollution, animal cruelty, Fukushima. I got to stop because I could go on and on and on. GMOs.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a non-stop list of things you could just keep going through, if you break it down enough.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope that's a really short and condensed class on Ho'oponopono prayer. You can read loads online. You can look up videos on YouTube and listen to Dr. Lynne and Joe Vitale talk about it. And we're definitely going to do one tonight. I don't know how, because I've never done a public one before, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I can see this making it a habit to be like a go-to thing that you do. Can really shift your perspective back and get it in line if you are triggered, whether it's in traffic or in line at the store. Because, like you say, you can say it in your own mind. And,
it's in your head.
Yeah, and then you're sort of, instead of thinking nasty things about somebody or, awful.
You're clearing and cleaning it. You're erasing the program, if you want to think of it like a matrix. And the other thing is, you don't have to do all four. They are the four miraculous words that have all power in them. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. There's nothing more powerful than that, which is why we use them all to clear big things. But if something wonderful happens, you can just out loud or in your mind say, I love you. Thank you. 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 And if something really, really bad happens, you can just go, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I'm sorry, please forgive me. You can take different combinations of them for different things.
Sure. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it is. I use it a lot. And everybody I know, I think Jane mentioned it last week in the comments, that she does it every day. I do it every day. My sister does it every day. My neighbor does it every day. It's like once you start doing it, it becomes a habit and you want to do it more because it lifts you up. It like kind of like frees this area of your energy. It just lifts the burdens off your shoulders.
I can definitely see that. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And just try to do a little bit every day, and pretty soon you'll be doing it all the time. It's awesome. And teach your kids how to do it, because if they ever have a stressful situation at school with a teacher, a student, or a test, they can just very quietly in their mind go, I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you. I love you, thank you. Or, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And they can calm themselves down and feel good in a stressful situation. It's a great tool for children.
Definitely. Oh, for some
So,
reason I came back there in the background again. I don't know if it, but that's
really?
not a demon voice. Just so you guys.
Oh yeah, I got to talk to Michelle's opinions because we did a thingy and I didn't have my headphones on. And Shane taught me today that if I don't have my headphones on, when his voice comes out of my computer, it gets fed back in to his computer much lower
Yeah,
than the actual voices.
it's like bassy or so people, and then it's sort of trying to cut it out, so you can't tell that it's a repeat or an echo of the original voice. It's not like when
So
there's an echo coming through and it's clearly an echo. It almost just sounds like this demonic voice kind of following the other voice. So, and like
yeah,
now
so
it's not coming through. It's only when you're speaking and then I speak too soon and it hasn't switched it yet, you know. But it was doing it earlier without the headphones constantly. So
yeah,
the
it was
headphones
happening
help.
with me and Michelle today on a live stream because I didn't have my headphones on. So when she would speak, there would
You
be
mean
this
last
low.
Monday, right?
No, I did it today. I
No.
did it. What? Oh, I'm in a time warp.
Right.
Last Monday.
Yeah, yeah, this past Monday.
You're so good at this, Shane. You are so. I'd be crap as a time traveler. I'd be like, yeah, last year in 2018, and I'd be going, oops, it's 2029. I gave myself away.
Totally. Yeah, that's funny though.
Oh, that
I
is
just
funny.
didn't want somebody to look Saturday for the videos. Oh, they were on earlier today, so, and they'll be like really confused, like what? What's
Do
going on?
do 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 do
Yeah.
do do.
So yeah, if you want to see, check that out on Michelle's channel. You can definitely go back. Michelle
We had
Wolf, right? Imagination.
not this time. I'm going to talk to Michelle sometime. We've been communicating via your chat room. Michelle's opinion.
Oh,
You know a
Michelle's
lot of
opinion.
Michelle's. We know a lot of Michelle's.
Yeah.
It was so much fun talking to Michelle today. It went so fast. It was like zip zip. Hour was gone because we just sat there talking about our near-death experiences and comparing notes for an hour. It was a blast. It
Oh
was
wow,
really fun.
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could join in, but then I'm like, I'm okay with not having my own near-death experience to chime in with.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, gosh, we're so lucky. We got to see the other side and come back, but I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't stick my finger in a socket or anything.
Oh yeah, like the whole Flatliners movie. That was a cool idea, but
Oh,
yeah,
I know. That was ridiculous. I'm watching the new one or the old one. I've seen both. Have you seen both?
I didn't know there was a new one. I was talking about the
Yeah.
one with Kiefer Sutherland. There's a newer.
Yeah. There's a
Ah,
version from last year, and I'm sitting through this whole thing going, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that because they're flatlining and they're seeing demons, and I'm like, it wasn't like that.
of
You
course, they
might
got
see Jesus.
Hollywood has to put their fear and stuff, and keep
Mm-hmm.
that whole motif going.
Exactly, exactly. So it was kind of hard to sit through that, but never mind. Michelle and I talked about that too. We're like the reality of it versus the powers that be. Oh, I'm not supposed to use that word anymore because that gives them too much power. The ruling elite always trying to poke us with fear. It's like the movie Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
It's like we're supposed to give off this constant fear. Although I don't believe in energy eaters. I don't believe in like reptilians and archons and whatnot. I think that those are more of coming from the human psyche. Like
Mm.
we're creating
Yeah,
something to
thought
hang the
forms.
hat on. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know. I you know me, I put everything on the shelf. So
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be good aliens, there's going to be bad aliens. There's going to be good humans, there's going to be bad humans. There's going to be, that's just the way life is in duality. Eventually, I imagine when you get to the point where you don't live in a dualistic environment, You don't have to have good and bad around you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you just have good then.
Definitely. But the contrast is important for experience, you know? So,
Learning,
yeah.
contrast for learning,
Yeah.
choosing, give you something to choose, give you something to reject,
Contrast
give you
for learning.
something.
It sounds like a
Yeah.
homeschooling program, doesn't it? Contrast for learning.
Earth, come to Earth, contrast for learning. Grow your soul on Earth. You know, bodies available. You know, pick your parents.
That reminds me of, I don't know if you saw this, but Everyday Masters Case did this little it was like a little sketch or skit. You know, sketch is
Oh,
like a totally
yeah.
new word for me. To me, it was always skit, but now they
Yeah,
use the
yeah,
word
yeah.
sketch like a drawing.
It was
But
skit, yeah.
yeah, and I wonder, I'm like, is that a Mandela effect to use sketch for skit? Because, but I don't know.
I don't know. When I grew up, it was skit, but now it's sketch. You're
Oh
right.
yeah, it's
Sketch
like
is
that for
something you
you.
sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
It
noticed
doesn't,
that too. It was
weird for
weird
me.
that I'm like, why are
Yeah.
they calling it a sketch? It's a skit. But anyway,
You sketch things out with your pencil. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, but he did one where he gets this letter saying, you know, he gets to go into this program to Earth, and he's reading through it, and it's like you'll forget everything, and he's like, you know, and we don't know if you can get back out again. He's like, wait a minute, what is all this? You know what I mean? And
I
it
saw
was
it.
really.
That was
Oh, you did?
so
That was neat.
good.
Yeah, I love
That
his
was so good. And the one that
imagination.
he did with his daughters was so good. He's really good at writing spiritual skits.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
Definitely.
need to get
And it
him
was like,
back on soon. He's awesome. I
yeah.
know he's
Oh,
traveling
yeah.
a
He
lot.
was reading a letter. Hello. First, we're going to wipe your memory. And
Right.
then we're going to put you in a place naked
Yeah.
and afraid.
Oh, and the manual was included, and he's like, "There's no manual here. Where's the
Yeah.
manual?"
Where's the manual? Whoop. Gone. No manual.
And he's like looking through the envelope. There's no manual. What's going on here? So yeah, that was
What's
awesome.
going on here?
But Everyday
Yeah.
Masters, you guys can look it up if you didn't see that, and
It's an awesome channel. And
yeah,
his skits
definitely
are
should be
awesome.
subscribed. Yeah, yeah.
Hi,
The
Case.
Volunteers to Earth was the one with his daughters, and that one I must
They
have
were,
watched it 3 or 4 times. I
yeah, me
think,
too.
yeah, it's just it really touched me deeply emotionally when I watched that. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
they were
man, that's
speaking
awesome.
to each other telepathically and kind of pondering on why things are the way they are. It was very beautiful. It was very
Yeah,
gentle.
loved it. And you
Yeah.
know, it seemed like a fake background. It's a background I would have to green screen in, you know, but the beach and the ocean and the ocean sounds and all that, and he gets to record it live. You know, that's so
Yeah, he's
wild.
in a beautiful place. He complains about the Wi-Fi though, because he has sketchy Wi-Fi too, like me. I guess beaches have sketchy Wi-Fi, guys. You know, lots of coconuts, but you
Yeah, it's
know,
something about being in paradise. You don't get good Wi-Fi. You know what I mean?
no, no, you don't, because they don't like extend the towers that far. Like they don't want it out in the oceans, do they?
Right.
So, yeah, go see those if you can. And you should see our show today because we kept mentioning you. I did. I kept mentioning you. It was like, oh, when I was talking to Shane on Unbiased and on the Fence, blah, blah, blah. You come up quite often. I guess because our community members, I see them in certain places. It's like our community goes from there to there to there to there, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
and it's like going home. It's like every channel you go to with these few channels, it's like being home.
Yeah, that's nice too. That's why I really appreciate so many of the people that you see everywhere, like Biker Babe and everything,
Oh, she was
and
there today.
Sherry. Yeah, see, they're all
Yeah,
Sherry and
yeah.
Sharon, and so yeah, it's nice to we're all doing our part.
Yep, no, that is just so true. Well, should I go ahead and try to fulfill my promise to Ronnie on a Ho'oponopono prayer, which I've never done for anybody but myself, like in my
Totally.
own head? Is there a topic that we want to do it for? Because you do have to discuss and name a topic.
Hmm.
What do you want to do it for?
Can it be in general? Like, oh, I
Oh,
already know.
I know. Ronnie asked, because I did that video on please share the plight of Yemen needing food, desperately needing food, and the embargo keeping food out, which unfortunately America, UK, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates are embargoing all food to the Yemenis because they want the coastline, they want the country. Ronnie said, could you please do Ho'oponopono on our power of eight for the people of Yemen? That the embargo ends and the food and the aid comes pouring through for them. So Is that okay? Can we
That's
just do that
perfect.
one?
That'll work.
Okay. Okay, great. So if you leave your microphone on this time, we're going to try to experiment and see if that makes me sound a little less tunnely. It's like sometimes when I'm meditating, I get quiet. It's just the way I do it. And then it sounds like I'm talking down a very far tunnel. So I will just get rid of my video only. There we go. And by the way, that's not one of my photos. I looked it up, and that is a borrowed rainbow from somewhere on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a little bit stronger and wider, much, much wider than the rainbows that I've collected. I just took a look because I was like, is that Hawaii? Is that Colorado? You know, where would I have picked that one?
Oh, was it like a pre-selected avatar that you
Yeah,
can describe? Oh, okay.
yeah, it came off somewhere off the internet, possibly in my computer as like an available image.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. Finally answered like a month later. Okay, so as usual, we're just going to start by kind of like shifting around a little bit to make your body comfortable because you're going to be sitting rather still for about 10 minutes. And once you're comfortable, take in a really nice, slow, deep cleansing breath. Fill up your lower abdomen while you're breathing in. Hold it just for a few moments. And when you exhale, let go of any stress, negativity, anything from the day that you experienced that you don't want to bring into this meditation. And breathe in again, another deep, cleansing, slow breath in. Hold it for a few moments. And this time when you exhale any worries, anything that you might have been thinking about and wondering about that you can really just let go of and be in the moment. And we're going to take a third deep cleansing breath. Hold it in. And we're just going to exhale it out, feeling very relaxed and peaceful and safe. And we're going to train our hearts like they do at the Heart Math Institute by breathing in through our hearts and exhaling out of our hearts. And we're going to do that at a pace that is comfortable for you. So everybody's breathing in through their heart or their heart chakra and exhaling back out of their heart at a pace that suits each and every one of us. And as we breathe that beautiful breath in through our heart center, we're going to go ahead and breathe in a light. We're going to pick the color based on our mood. Right now, what color would you like to surround yourself in? And we're going to exhale that color out of our heart chakra. And as we gently breathe in that light from Source, from God, from our higher self, from the creative universe, as we exhale that light, we're going to let it surround us inside our bodies and outside of our bodies, surrounding us completely in a cocoon of beautiful, clear, crystal healing light. Breathe it in through your heart. Exhale it out. Let that light spread over your head, around the center of your body, around your shoulder, down around your legs, under your feet. Inhale that light in through your heart and exhale it out through your heart. And now we're just going to imagine a beautiful, safe place, whether it's a field or a beach or a forest or a library or a crystal cave. It can be a real place. It can be an imaginary place, somewhere that we can feel happy and safe while we pray together. And once we're in our beautiful cocoon of light in a really safe, kind of sacred place, we're going to imagine an event or a person that brought us great joy. We're going to kind of fill this place and our light around us with love and compassion and gratitude by invoking a memory, bringing back a memory into our minds and our hearts right now of a time or a place or a situation that made us extremely grateful and extremely happy. And once we've done that, we can now relax and start our Ho'oponopono, ancient Kahuna, Hawaiian prayer for the people of Yemen, a very small country bordering Saudi Arabia on the coast, where there's 17 million people who are very hungry right now because they haven't had supplies of food and medicine allowed into their country for about 3 years. So we're going to imagine them with love, and we're going to surround Yemen with the color of the light that we have created here in this live group meditation or pre-recorded meditation. And we're going to send that love and that light to the people of Yemen. And now we're going to ask, with the Ho'oponopono, clearing and cleaning and restoring the situation that caused this difficulty, that caused this upset, that caused this argument, disagreement, that caused this transgression, we're going to clear it with Ho'oponopono. And because we weren't personally involved in the transgression, we're going to start with, I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you to the Yemenis people. I'm sorry you're suffering. Please forgive me because I'm human too. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you to the people blockading the food. I love you. I'm sorry that you're blockading the food and causing suffering. Please forgive me because I'm human too. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you, God. I love you, Source Energy. Please forgive me. I'm human too. Humans are causing this problem. They're causing the suffering and they're experiencing the suffering. They're on both ends of it. I love you, God. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And now we're just going to say it for our community because we are so loving and we are so generous and we are so giving that we are willing to give of our love and our hearts and our spirits and our souls to help heal others wherever they may be in the world. So for ourselves, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Thank you. I love you. And in your mind, you can just kind of carry on with either the expression of love, I love you, I'm sorry that this is happening on my planet, in my time, on my world, on my watch. Thank you. Thank you for healing this. Thank you for bringing them food. Thank you for bringing them aid, for bringing them supplies, for ending the embargo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, I love you. And when you're ready, just kind of let your protective bubble or cocoon of light just dissipate into the room where you currently are to be shared by everybody. Anybody and everybody in your household will feel the benefits of that love light that you've created with your Ho'oponopono prayer.
Excellent. Whoops.
What'd you think? It was kind of different to our usual meditations.
It was good, though. I liked it.
Yeah? Do you feel lighter? I always feel lighter right across my chest.
Definitely.
Something's
More
worrying me.
compassionate, too.
More compassionate.
Yeah.
More loving. You know, we can't like go there and drop off suitcases full of food, but we can do this. We can send energy, love, healing light, prayer. You know, we can do that.
Totally. That was good. Well, it was kind of a weird week, but we'll be back to the normal schedule next week. Uh,
We'll
so
be live instead of
live.
pre-recorded live.
Right.
Live pre-recorded.
Yeah, and hopefully I can stream this live, and we can be in the chat right now. So.
Okay, this is going to be weird because when you stream this live, I'm going to go in the chat. And I'm going to be talking to people while they're listening to me on the screen.
Yeah, so all the people that were like, man, you sure know not a multitask. Next week I'm going to be really multitasking when I hop into the chat. I'm
Absolutely.
talking, and I'm on a trip in a different state at the same time as I'm in this state, and it's just weird. But
Just relax and enjoy your trip. Don't worry too much about producing videos. Really, like, absorb it. Really be present and just absorb it all because you can come back and do loads of videos on it when you get home.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely got to collect enough footage, though. I mean, I wouldn't be going if it wasn't for the viewers, so I'm super thankful that I get to represent all the viewers and bring some of that back for them to enjoy, too. So, but yeah,
And you get to bring us there because at some point somebody might say, Shane, would you like to come up here and say a few words? And it's like you've got us with you. You know, we are your show and you are us. It's like we're all connected here.
Totally. And I love that. That's excellent. So it'd be weird to kind of come out of my shell because, you know, it's easy to sort of go on camera where you can mute it or turn it off at any moment.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know,
have you done any public? Yeah, you're a singer.
Yeah, I've done. I had my first time going up on stage. It was so nerve-wracking because
me too.
I had to go up on this 6-foot tall stage at this huge campground, and I was the first artist. I'm like, somebody going to introduce me? And they're like, no, just go on up and introduce yourself, you know. And I had done like small pubs or bars or whatever before that, but they're, you know, people are half paying attention anyway, you know. But I was the first act for the night, so everybody's like, you know, camping all day, just waiting for the show to start, and then here I am, you know. But they were pumped up up it, so that's a good.
Were you alone with a guitar or a keyboard, or did you have a band?
No, I was just me and my 12 string, so I had to go up there.
Oh, you're so brave. This is going to be so much easier.
It was easy once it started, but it was just walking up those stairs in the back and having all those eyes like, everybody, hey, it's about to start, you know, and they turn on the stage lights, and I'm bringing my stool and my 12 string out there, and, you know, I was totally nervous, but then I said, how's everyone feeling tonight? You know, and then it was like everybody started cheering, and I was like, all right, this is fine. So
you like broke the ice. I used to have a 12 string.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was really hard to tune, so I took 6 strings off.
a roomy 6 string, right?
It became that. It became a really roomy 6 string, exactly. But yeah, I'm the opposite. I need to get on first and get over with. Just the waiting and the waiting and the waiting just drives me crazy.
I never even considered what it would have been like to follow.
Yeah.
That would have
to just stand there in the wings waiting and waiting and waiting and phew, it's your turn.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, yeah, I guess I'm thankful. I got to find that old tape. We videotaped the whole thing. I need to find it and put it out there.
It'd be fun to see. We should put some more of our music up. I think if we do, whoever owns the copyright, because we're both published, right? They will get the money for it. We just can't monetize it. So I think that's how we get around
it. It's strange the way that works, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I left it on I left it on you that whole time that I was talking. So apologies, you guys. But yeah, I was still a little down in the corner, but you know, oh well.
Oh, but they could hear you, right? They could hear you
they could hear me.
Yeah,
it was just this last.
They're not even looking at us. They're looking at the chat, chatting with each other,
chatting with us,
and each other. They're like, what are those saying on the screen? I don't know. Let's just keep chatting.
Totally. Well, lots of love to everybody in the chat, and thank you so much, Eileen. It was
thank you, Shane. Love you guys. I'll be with you. I'll be right there, retrocausality, doing my own meditation on the night.
That's awesome, and we will see you guys next week. So have a good one.
Bye.
Peace out.
Peace.
If you'd like to support the work I do, go to paypal.me/UOTF. Thanks.